My name is Rehana Kassim. I'm 61 years old. I was diagnosed at age 46. And I'm from Heideveld, from 5th Avenue Village in Heideveld. And I've been a breast cancer survivor for 15 years. Being with cancer, I'm stage 4. I had breast cancer initially. My cancer spread to my bone. So yes, I'm living an active, normal life with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. Yes, so before cancer, I existed. After cancer, I actually found my purpose in life. I started hiking with Omidrai. Omidrai started a running club. I started running. They taught me to believe in myself. I did over 50 half marathons. I did over 11 Two Oceans half marathons. And I'm a dragon boat paddler. I've represented South Africa, in Canada, in Malaysia, and they're on their way to Spain and to New Zealand. Huge passion for Project Flamingo. I used to belong to the Amapeli Bells, and Project Flamingo initially started there. So we split from Amapeli Bells, went into community work, which is Project Flamingo, and paddling. So there are people who are doing paddling and people who do the project. So I chose to work with the project. So I do talks for Liana. I work closely with Liana. Liana will refer breast cancer patients to me. And I do pamper packs out of my own for Liana's patients. So Project Flamingo is very close to my heart because I was a private patient and I know the challenges that the patients are facing at Groote Schuur Hospital. So Liana is doing amazing work. Project Flamingo reducing the waiting period, because while you wait for your operation, lots of things go through your mind. So Project Flamingo to me is saving lives. We are saving our own community, not realizing that we are saving lives of our very own people. I'm Rehana Kassim and I support the 10 Square Ultra Marathon.
So I'm Dr. Kyla Cummins. I'm a medical doctor working in clinical research here in Cape Town. I survived breast cancer. I had breast cancer at age 28, and not only that, but as a result of that, I also volunteer with Project Flamingo, which is a project very, very close to my heart. I got involved with Project Flamingo then kind of also in this space, in this time when I kind of had lots of time on my hands and space and capacity to sort of invest in other things, and I started looking for ways that I could not necessarily share my experience or like give back, because I think that sounds kind of cliche, but obviously it made sense that I would seek out a breast cancer related charity. And so Project Flamingo was one that is operating in the hospitals I work in. It's in the community that I live in, and so it obviously makes sense. And Project Flamingo, at the time I was only aware, does catch-up surgeries. So basically in the state health sector, patients wait a very long time. And I talked about how, you know, from the time of finding the lump to getting a diagnosis was about 6 weeks, which is very, very unusual in private practice. And then because of December and Christmas and whatever, it was about another month until I started chemotherapy. Also quite unusual. For the state patients, that's great. I mean, that's very unusual. For state patients, usually, at least prior to Project Flamingo, from the time of diagnosis, they would wait about 12 weeks before their treatment would start. Now, depending on what kind of breast cancer you have, you might need any or all of, or any combination of surgery, radiotherapy and chemotherapy, and the chemotherapy may include some hormonal therapy as well. The type of cancer I had needed me to have chemotherapy first, try and shrink the tumor down so that surgery would be as successful as possible, and they would be able to remove it and sufficient sort of surrounding tissue by the time that they took me to surgery, which ended up only happening 6 months later. The things that we thought to do was to offer them a small hamper pack of a few goodies to just kind of ease the blow a little bit, if that's possible. But also, really one of the fundamentals is to remind them that their identity as a woman is not affected by a diagnosis of breast cancer, B, whether or not they have breasts, C, whether or not they have hair if they've had chemotherapy, that they can be beautiful, that they can love themselves, that they can pamper themselves regardless of all of these things. So there's always, you know, normal kind of utilities in the pack, things like toothbrushes, face cloths, toothpaste, which seems ridiculous, but often these women come from communities where maybe as a family they share a tube of toothpaste and a face cloth. So if she needs to come and stay in hospital for a week, she can't bring those from home, otherwise everybody else at home doesn't have those things. So of course there's the practical side of it, but then there will also be some lotion, some bio oil for scarring afterwards, maybe a lipstick or a nail polish or something extra in there to just kind of remind them that they are beautiful and loved and women. And each of these bags gets given to one woman on the date of her diagnosis. It's not like she gets a new bag every time she goes for chemotherapy. So one bag represents one woman getting a diagnosis. And we go through sometimes 100 bags a week between the hospitals. So that's really, really scary. But it also just goes to show how many women are getting that small little touch of something extra. I got something like that. Mine was from a different organization, and because it was sort of privately funded, it came in a nice tog bag and there was some extra things. But that feeling that someone who doesn't know you cares about you and took time to put this thing together and to procure all the components and brought it there and had it given to you, there's something very special about that. And so that is now, I've never actually been involved in any of the catch-up surgery days. This is what I do for Project Flamingo, and we've been so overwhelmed by how many people have got involved. Corporate entities get involved and maybe do a pack a day, spend a day as the whole office packing. Someone donates hand cream, someone donates something else, or people donate money and someone goes and buys it all. We've had wonderful donations from the Discount Foundation, for example, to be able to go and buy things like soaps and face cloths in bulk. We have organizations who contribute by also making pamper packs, which they then give to us to distribute. I'm Dr. Cummins and I support the 10 Squared Ultra Marathon.
Hi, good day. My name is Cameron Sean February. I'm 59 years old. I'm a cancer, or as I say, a male breast cancer survivor. I can say survivor, I'm a warrior. It's been 8 years now that I'm healed. Praise the Lord. I'm a believer of the Lord. So being a warrior, I just want to say that cancer was that I never thought that I'll get cancer. Especially male breast cancer survivor. I mean, I know men get prostate and they get other cancers and things like that, but when it happened to me, it was just a strange thing. But as a man, how it came about was that I had some droplets coming out my, my nipple, and waking up in the morning, seeing the drops on my pajamas top, I, thought it was just an infection in my breast, and then I just left it. But then a lump developed, and I thought, you become scared about it, and it's like, what is happening inside? So I decided to have the lump checked out at the municipality. There's like a needle in it just to see if it was cancerous, but they said it wasn't cancerous. So I thought it was a good shot, it's fine, everything's good. But I still wanted to have it removed. And then I went to Melamed in Mitchellsplein to have it removed with Dr. Jonker. But somehow other, they said it was, misdiagnosed because he never removed the lump. He just removed fat from under my left nipple. And I came back 1.2 mole of cancer. I went to Grooterskloof, had tests done, went through the whole procedure, and then luckily having someone that I know at Grooterskloof, he's a professor there, Professor Comrie, and he said, let's go speak to one of his colleagues, Eugenie Paneri. And he said, okay, the best thing is probably to have a mastectomy done. I had my mastectomy done, and I went through the radiation and the chemo. And I'm 8 years now, The relationship with my scar, like somebody said, they cut at they took off the breast, and someone said, we have to bury it because it's part of your body. But I said, sometimes cutting something out of your life, it's a reason for it. So I am, I feel like, I had cancer, but cancer never had me. And the day is that, with cancer, I think it has opened a lot of doors. I've volunteered for Cancer Association. I did a video for them they wanted someone to do something to do with relating to prostate cancer. So I did something for the students of UCT. And like I said, it's opened doors. I've created I founded a foundation called the Braveheart Foundation. The whole idea is to make men's, awareness of cancer. That men mustn't be scared. We did a lot of talks together, myself, and I did talks from Merlin, also from Flamingo Project. So I'm aware of Flamingo Projects and what they're doing, the Dragon Boat and all that. I'm aware of it. And I'm aware of a lot of other NGOs and what they're doing about men's cancer. But the idea is to promote, the awareness, especially men, You know, like I said, I was doing talks, and men are very scared about going to the doctor and having checkups. And they leave it too late. And I experienced that when I was at the LE 33 for this year, the oncology ward there. And I saw it, that men came too late. I mean, they already said, they sent them home and say, sorry, you have to go home and die. You came too late. So why is it they want to wait up too late? Why is it they don't go for regular checkups? And this is the whole idea. The whole idea is to promote or make it a way that that men must come forward and have themselves, sort it out. Don't wait till the last minute. I'm coming in February. I support the 10 square marathon. And I said, well done to them. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Habiba Davis. I'm 79 years old. I'm from Kenya. 3 years.
Okay.
It's itching. And then I put Vicks around it, but not on it. So I went to under the Lotus River Day Hospital for my medication. So I went there, so the sisters told me it's fungus. So I said to me, fungus, it can't be, if it was fungus in the toes. So I asked Majida now, my daughter, she was my daughter, so she said to me, go to Rihanna, the doctor, and ask her, so I on the Friday. So Rihanna asked me if anybody in the family got cancer. So I said, no, we're sugar patients. So she said, but she's going to make me appointment for mammogram. So Abdul Malik took me, so they said they can't do the mammogram, they're going to do autopsy and see. So the professor said, yes, there is something, Mama, mustn't worry. And so the next week I went for mammogram. So the professor treated me and he said, no, they have a second opinion. And the second opinion said, no, they must operate on the nipple and the kidney. And I went in, eat Friday, and the Saturday was the operation, and the Sunday came out. I went in and asked me questions and put me on the theatre bed, and I just closed my eyes and said, Allah, just help me. And I went to say, well, so she said, no, on the bed, you must go to your ward. Everything is fine. Oh, no, he said, 4 years back, I went for mammogram, but everything was fine.
Wow.
Only that, 3 years back. I'm Habiba Davis. I'm supporting the Marathon of Men, Omi Dry, and whatever they need and I can help them raise the fund, I'll do it.
I'm Jenny Hienis. I'm 54. I live in Rondebosch. I work at the University of Cape Town in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. I manage the admin side. I find myself thriving at the moment. I'm doing things I never thought I would do before. I've never been a runner, and this year I was entered for the half marathon for 2 Oceans, but unfortunately COVID happened, so that was the end of that. I'm doing things I never did. I would never be standing here if it wasn't for cancer. I'm more empathetic, I'm more caring, I'm more aware of health, and I think I'm a more positive person. Project Flamingo is doing brilliant work. I know when I was diagnosed, literally a week later I had my mastectomy. I basically just wanted my breast off. But unfortunately in the States, people have to wait plus minus 3 to 6 months, if not longer. And psychologically, just that having that cancer growing inside you. So Project Flamingo is offering those ladies the opportunity to have a mastectomy. They're offering their time, their energy during their spare time, and they're busy people. So, that provides much needed help. And then the aftercare, the people that come and visit and provide gift packs and psychological and just emotional support. And I think it's so important for breast cancer people to see people like me, fit, healthy, that there is life at the end of it. Been involved when they've delivered pamper packs to Critters Care, and I think people have been incredibly supportive, and the people that have received have been very appreciative of it. And I can just say from my side, I know, having lost a breast, you do feel that you've lost part of your femininity, and it's nice when people recognize and help you out. I'm Jenny Hienis. I'm a breast cancer and endometrial cancer survivor, and I support the 10 squared ultra marathon. I support it. I'm behind them the whole way. I would like to be there to cheer them on.
So my name is Compilation1. I am originally from Coxted, but I'm based here in Cape Town now. I work as a registered nurse in one of the neonatal units in Cape Town. Today I just sitting there lying in bed, and then I felt myself this lump. And I always tell my friends and family that you can actually never really know what it was all behind it. So I asked one of my doctors, which is Dr. Bogert, based in Somerset Hospital, because I was working at that place that time. And then she also felt it. It was in August of 2013. We did the examination, and she also said, due to not having family history, it's probably nothing. So let's just do through biopsy. So it's just going with a thin needle, taking a sample from the lump itself, and then we sent it the Wednesday to Fritch's Care to have it tested out. The results came back the Friday, and when they came back, it said that it was breast cancer cells growing in there. And due to the phase of, we didn't know how it has progressed. So the following week, she sent me an appointment to have a mammogram. I went for the mammogram did, and then they found actually it was quite a big lump of it. So I was given a kind of like option it, but it was not an option also, because due to having small breast, you have to take the lump as well as the tissue around the lump itself. And doing all of that, it meant that I had to have a full mastectomy done. So I think it's a great initiative that they're putting in for anyone out there. As females, because of the support that they also entail and bring towards their lives. And I think more and more organizations, one day probably are going to pop up more for that support, because there's nothing so important as between people who know what you're actually going through, who know and understand the situations that you actually deal with day to day. I'm Compilation1, and I support the 10 Square 100 Ultra Marathon.